Well, we are back for some Bleach Soul Resonance, and we've got day 5, I believe it is. Should be day 5 of the playing Bleach first week series, where we take a look at what we can get done. Again, we are a completely free-to-play account. There is not a penny spent here, so with my walls, with my delays, with what I get done, this should be about what you can expect to get done. I mean, I'm not playing every single hour of every single day. You can see that I still have some missions that I can't even complete yet because I need level 36 here and I need level 35 here. Thankfully, we are on the way to level 34. My current philosophy is I'm gonna go to battle real quick. I'm gonna go to trial, I guess, and we're gonna look at my energy. I have 11 out of 240 energy. If I click here, I have 5 Reishi Nourisher items, or I guess spiritual power nourishers. I could spend Jade, which I have 7,500 of. The issue being that if I spend Jade, I'll have less for my free-to-play pulls, of course. And with Hitsugaya coming out and looking like a very appealing option, seeing as blue is just by far the weakest color across the board, it's hard to convince myself to want to pull, right? It's hard to convince myself to want to pull. If you have Bankai Ichigo, like I said, I think if you went out of your way to get this character, you should not have just been pulling for him randomly. You should have just rerolled. There's no reason not to if you really want this character. Again, my 10 pulls are from the free pulls that we just randomly got for the launch. I just decided to throw them in there. If I got them, great. If I didn't, whatever. Here, I am 22 pulls actually off of another LR or SSR in this case. I'm hoping to get either Tozen or Ikaku or Kisuke or Byakuya, because if I get a dupe, it's going to be nightmarish. I think that, and I've said this before, I think that I have the 2 worst SSRs on this banner. And I would say that pretty comfortably. However, I did decide to give Yoruichi my goat here her stamp. And this stamp is really, really strong. Maybe I would reconsider what I'm saying with the stamp in mind, but I don't think so. I think she's just the second worst SSR we currently have in the game, which is fine. You know, which is fine. Because she doesn't feel weak, she just feels weaker than the rest of them, right? They just have better teams. If Yoruichi had a Tozen, a Urahara, or Byakuya, I wouldn't have this opinion. But Yoruichi does not. Yoruichi has Kuma-san, Komomaru, and he is... But what does the stamp do? It says, after each ultimate, a counter attack can be manually released, which deals damage and instantly refills spiritual pressure to maximum. Each stack of lightning seal increases Yoruichi's crit rate by an extra 5% up to 20%, increases the damage of the special attack Hakuda Blitz by 20%. This is extremely fun to play with and gets us talking about a topic that I think that Giku covered recently and will sort of cover now, which is what should you do about banners, right? Because these characters are incomparable once you start looking at them with and without their weapons. I mean, Yoruichi feels like a different character to play. She just has another extreme volley of damage that she launches now every single time that I actually use my ultimate. So my ultimate, which was already doing like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, is now doing a bonus like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, right? Which is a lot. I watched that video. He did talk about, like, you know, this one is particularly great. The reason I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger on this one is because I have Yoruichi. Yoruichi's not going anywhere. Yoruichi is clearly the character that I've committed to. It wasn't my plan initially. I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm a waifu guy, I need to get the waifu. I kind of don't care. I do think as far as girl characters in, you know, shonen goes, Yoruichi's on the cooler side, thankfully. I've already shared my opinion that I think shonen tends to undersell its female characters quite a lot. I mean, everybody knows, not to make this a bigger topic than it is, but I mean, most shonen writers are pretty misogynistic, so I usually don't end up being that into the girls unless they are cool themselves. Yoruichi in this case is very cool. I think Bleach does have a lot of cool girls in it, cool women, so that's fine. Soifan, Yoruichi, Haribel, you know, etc., right? So not too bad ultimately. But in this case, I decided to go with it because, like I said, I do have her. I'm committed to her. If I got another, I would like to see one of the DPSs, either a tactics character or Ikaku, but we'll see when we get there. But you need to start thinking about who are you going to be pulling on and who are you maining. I think the weapons are interesting enough that I would consider being someone who thinks of pity not as 80 pulls, but as 120 pulls. I would. I would say that when the case of supports, it still becomes 80 pulls. So if like the next god level support comes out, let's say it's Nelel. Let's say Nelel is the best support in the game. She can go on every single team. Her weapon probably won't be the thing that changes that, right? It'll probably just be her kit. Whereas for the DPS, we see with the Ichigo, obviously, we don't really need to speak on that, but we see with the Ichigo that it literally adds like clones to his attacks and like crit rate and 100% of his damage, right? It's incomparable, right? So it's one of those things that if you decide to be someone who's like, well, I'm free to play, I'm low spending, I'm not going to put a bunch of money into the game. Maybe I'll put a bunch of money into, maybe I'll just put a little bit of money during Christmas or New Year's or anniversary or, these special, time slots, but otherwise you're chilling, right? You're chilling, you're not spending, etc., etc. Well, you might be someone who looks at this as like, well, I'll grab the characters at their full power rather than having Ichigo, sort of at 70%, right? 80%, 90%, whatever the case may be. I think it's pretty smart. I will probably adopt something similar to this unless I think that my pull count just won't align and I really like the character. Like, this has sort of recontextualized my saving because now I'm thinking, well, I got to get Kenpachi and his weapon because Kenpachi is by far my favorite character that they've revealed so far. Maybe Aizen. Aizen is obviously really hype, but it's, as of right now, it's looking like Kenpachi plus weapon. Hitsugaya does look tempting, but it's one of those things where it's how far away is Kenpachi after Hitsugaya? Like, I don't know. That is essentially my plan going forward, though. I wanted to lead off the video with that talking point just because I do think it's really important for free-to-plays to understand expectations. People oftentimes think of free-to-play as like, they don't literally give me characters for free and the weapons for free and the gear for free and the everything for free and the Moonlight summons from Epic 7 for free, and so the game isn't very free-to-play friendly. And it's like, that's not... When Giku says the game's free-to-play friendly so far, when Shiny says the game is free-to-play friendly so far, when I say the game is free-to-play friendly so far, it's not that we're saying that they're giving us everything for free. It's that over time, which is what free-to-play players have to do. Free-to-play players have to rely on longevity and time if they want to play with the whales, which they shouldn't be aiming for anyway. But if they want to play with the whales, they have to account for, in a year, what will my account look like, not in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, which is why when I say that, my day 5 has slowed down, I'm at level 34, I could push to level 35. I literally could push to level 35 right now before reset, but why would I? Right? In 6 hours, I think it is, we're gonna get our dailies back. Our dailies are 500 XP each time we complete these, right? Why would I sacrifice my, future because I want to be level 35 now? For what? Right? That is sort of the mindset you have to go into gacha games with. If you don't, you'll end up very sad, I'll say that much. But as far as missions, do we get any done that are interesting? Check in for 5 days, 3 weapons to 50, obtain 10,000 points in Frenzy Feast. Frenzy Feast was pretty light for me. I hope everyone else is doing well out there. See, I'm in the top 63%. I haven't really chased this. I literally just got what I got done immediately. Like, I just got these 2 done. I could easily go to this one, level 60 probably. I obviously don't have the recommended type on either of these. I don't have the recommended type on either of these, which is a sad state of affairs, but it is what it is. Like I said, we'll go back in there. We'll see what happens, but I'm not exactly rushing I did buy one of the stamp tickets, and I guess we'll buy another. But yeah, let us push out of there and just continue to check any other grand things that we did. No, not really. And we're still stuck on the clear cooperative campaign 1 time option. And like I said, we'll have to go back in there and see what happens, because I'm unsure of why I am not getting that mission completed. Maybe when it unlocks in 5 hours from now, 6 hours from now, I guess, technically, it'll be a little more clear. But yeah, I think that is a roundup for today. Character's looking pretty good. Yoruichi has shot way ahead in power after receiving her SSR weapon. Like I said, the difference between playing this character without and playing this character with is pretty insane. If you have an SSR that you really like and you have the 40 stamps, because you should have 40 blue stamps right now, or blue stamp gacha tickets, you could probably just pick one. I'm in the same boat as Giku when I say that you should prioritize your DPSs. So not Kisuke, or Urahara rather. Not Clone War probably doesn't really need his. I mean, it's a cool follow-up attack, right? I really his technique. Yeah, it's a cool follow-up attack, but I think that this one looks insane. 2400 damage and instantly 6-stack wound. And this one as well, where you just go you just go Super Saiyan, look really good. Whereas Kisuke, Komamura, and Byakuya look the least interesting to me. But with all that being said, I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. We're gonna catch you next time with another video, seeing if we can recap level 35, day 6, and so on and so forth. Hopefully, actually, last thing to go to is I am 22 tickets away. I don't remember if I mentioned this, but just really quickly, I'm 22 tickets away from what I will consider my last quote-unquote SSR from this banner before I go to the selector. So, just to round up, if I get a dupe, I'm going to be so mad. I can't remember if you get a dupe. I think you can get dupes, but if I get a dupe, I'm going to be so sad, man. So, like the video, subscribe to the club, we all go make it, and peace.